Hey guys, this is Mr. H. This is question number 11 from the June 2024 Regents exam. Um, Only 7% of the students who took the exam got this one right. And what that means is that I have done a poor job of teaching how to compare functions, because that's basically all this is. They give us four functions here, A, B, C, D. And then they're asking us which plan should Nancy choose in order to have the highest salary in her 8th year? So that word highest, that's a comparison. Whenever you see highest or higher, that means you're comparing. So all we're going to do is we're going to take these four functions and we're going to see in the 8th year which one does her salary is her salary the highest. Now, this I want to take my time on this one because only 7% of you got it. And I want to make sure you understand it because this is not a very tough question if you know what you're looking for. So I'm going to read this. It says, Nancy has just been hired for her first job. Her company gives her four choices for how she can collect her annual salary over her first 8 years of employment. Each function below represents the four choices she has for her annual salary in thousands of dollars, where T represents the number of years after she was hired. So T is the X value or the input for these functions. And they're saying which plan should she choose in order to have the highest salary in the 8th year. So we don't want to look at the first year. We don't want to look at the second year, the third year, the fourth year, the 5th year. We want to look at the 8th year. So all we're going to do is we're going to go this, this, and this, and we're going to see which one is the highest. That's going to be our choice. So now I got to enter these functions. So that's what's going to take the most time for this video. So if you want to fast forward through it, you can, but I'm just going to show you. And again, make sure when you enter the functions, you enter them exactly like you see them. Everything has to be exact. So I'm going to grab my calculator now, and I'm just going to enter these functions. The very first one is an exponential function. By the way, we cannot graph anything but the letter X. So I'm going to change the T to an X plus 25. Boom. Whoops. So look, this is not exact. So the plus 25, it has to go down here. Now that's right. And that's what I mean. You got to make sure your functions are entered exactly like you see them. So I'm going to press this, enter. Oops. Oh, gosh, cancel. Again, I made two mistakes on this one. It shouldn't be A, it should be 2. It should be 2 to the X power. You guys didn't catch me on that one. All right, now all I'm going to do is menu 51, and I'm going to put in the input or the X value of 8. You see this little box? That means it's the input. And then it tells me that in her 8th year, she's going to make $281,000. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put 281. This is thousands, right? So it's actually this. That's a lot of money in 8 years. I can almost tell you this is going to be it. Anytime you have exponential functions, they're usually your choice. When you're trying to compare functions and you want to know the highest or the maximum or the greatest, it's usually going to be exponential, okay? That's just a shortcut, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the rest of them. All right, so now I'm going to go back to tab, and now actually I'm going to go here and I'm going to use a different one, okay? And then I'm going to do 10x. Now this is a linear function plus 75. All right, so press enter. It's a linear function. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do menu 51, and then I'm going to do 8. And it tells me that in her 8th year, she's going to make $155,000. So that's what I wrote, 155,000. Now let's do the other ones. Let's go back here. We're going to get another one. And this one is the square root of 400 X, get outside the square root, and then we're going to do plus 80. Press enter. Doesn't matter. You don't see the function. Doesn't matter. Do menu 51. It's going to take you to the y-intercept. And then you're going to put in 8, because that's the 8th year. And it tells us that she's going to make about $136,569. So that's what we would write there. Or you would just put it as 136.5, but you're multiplying it by 100,000. So the answer for this one would be 136,569, something like that. All right. Remember, it's hundreds of thousands. Now, I'm going to do the last one. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to enter this last function. This is 2 parentheses x plus 1 squared minus 10x. So this looks like a quadratic function. And let's see what we got here. Press enter. You don't see anything. It doesn't matter. Do menu 51. And that's the y-intercept. But now we just got to type in 8 for the 8th year. And let's see, she's making 132,000. Whatever she's doing, she's still making a lot of money in 8 years. All right, so in their 8th year, she would make 281,000 choosing A. She would make 155,000 choosing B. She would make 136,569 choosing C, and she would only make 132,000. I'm saying only, like that's not a lot of money, but it comparatively, because we're comparing functions, the answer is A. So I'm going to go back to my rule. I'm going to keep harping on these rules until you guys get so sick of them. You're going to say, Mr. H, can you please shut up and stop saying that? Whenever you see an equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, that means you should graph. And these are functions, so graph them as functions. The key is they're telling you the t value, and you're going to put that in using menu 51, and you're going to find the output. And we want the highest output. That's all this question is asking. But only 7% of you got it right, because that means you didn't understand that all you're doing is comparing functions. They like these kinds of questions. They're not that difficult. You just have to understand that you're looking for the highest value, so you're just going to compare them. All right, this was over 7 minutes, so I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to post it. But this is important.